today. From Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Madden NFL 21 on EA Sports. We'll see Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Cincinnati Bengals. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And one of the things that I think that Derek Carr has really improved in doing since college, his ability to stay in the pocket, things swirling around him, find the right guy, and deliver the ball with accuracy. Derek Carr has great touch when he throws the football.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Carr. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr. And he can't get away. Carr is going to go down, and that is a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game, and you go backwards all the way into your own end.
What else we might have in store here in this one? And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Fielded at about the 28. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
And right away, he lost the football, and the Raiders have recovered.
Derek Carr
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And, of course, coming off the safety the last time they had the football. Never want that.
No, that's pretty unique, too, isn't it? When you give up points that way and the scoreboard, you look up and it says 2-0, it can throw you a little bit. Let's see if they can put that to the side and move forward. Offense.
He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a roll.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
The open man here, Renfro. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the Raiders have got him. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to drop this one down to Bernard. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep for the Raiders, Jalen Richard. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, 1st down. Carr going to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
What's he talking about, man?
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
A 1st down run with Jacobs won't get a whole lot, maybe a yard, but that's about all, and it's 2nd down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Carr. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
3, Bengals 2.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
The ball carrier.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
This to Jacobs on the toss right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They run it with Jacobs. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Oh, now Miller slow in getting up. He's still down on the ground. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. On 3rd down, Richard. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Raiders add on to their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And he puts it through to extend this thing to a 10-2 ball game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends on the Jalen Richard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. To return it, Darius Phillips. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And some room to work. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They're passing here. Joe Burrow looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. This one grabbed by A.J. Green.
Burrow's pass.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Green. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To the air again, Burrow. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game.
When we drop defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And this is now a 1-point game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score.
Bengals 9.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own.
Tyrell Williams and the Raiders back on offense. Second quarter here, he has only one catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there was going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, so far, just the single catch. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. DJ Reader able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Jacobs now. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. Room here to run. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, Carr. That's complete to Richard, the running back. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Carr. And his throw here is incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Carr. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 20.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. That catch good for only a couple.
2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw Josh Jacobs with the strong first half. His guys lead, though, by only a point. It's been a tight one. As for the start of the third quarter, we'll send it back to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And able to get this out to the 25.
Over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. Now it's Burrow. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Burrow on third down. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Again, it's Burrow. Nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
Incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now third and 12.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Call on a nickel set for third down. Burrow looking to pass. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Carr to throw. It's a screen to Richard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give them 12 yards that time, and Las Vegas first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw his Carr. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Giving it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Carr. Caught left side, Williams. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
A 3rd quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Joe Burrow sack.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the two-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Burrow on first down. He's going to drop this one down to Bernard. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for first and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it'll be second down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Burrow once again here on second and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An important play right here, third and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And Burrow going to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for John Ross. Incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
On first and 10, here's Carr. And it's incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
And on the left left sideline. He caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Throwing his car on 3rd down, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. They will throw on first down with Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Carr defers to Jacobs on the draw. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
The ball carrier.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
From the 27, Carr. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Josh Jacobs, the ball carrier.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, in a tight 1-point game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derek Carr with a touchdown pass to Henry Ruggs. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Bengals 9.
Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it to 26.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals down by 8. A minute 53 remaining. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Back to throw. He drops it off for Bernard. And he'll be taken down across the 50 and the 45 in enemy territory. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Now it's Burrow. There's a short one caught by Uzomah. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
C.J. Uzomah.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You got to think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Back to throw. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Here we go with Burrow. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, some credit there to A.J. Green because he's so tough to cover. Sometimes he causes those penalties.
And he's one of the more difficult guys to cover in the NFL because of his ability to do just about anything.
And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
He's back to throw, and it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Everything was riding on that 2-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
(17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own.
So out come the Raiders. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
First throw of overtime for Carr. Got an open man. It's Ruggs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. Reception here by Rose. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Carr now on first down. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Not much there, only a yard.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw again on second down. Carr. His throw incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Coming up on a 3rd and 9. Opening drive of overtime as they look to convert. Now Carr again. And that is incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. The Bengals set to take over. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And his throw here is incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that will be incomplete. That close on 3rd down. I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Here's Kevin Huber now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game, and it's not just getting to halftime. It's series to series to make it work, and being able to hang in there when there's a little adversity early and see them able to flip it around, it's kind of gratifying for a team to watch, especially for a coach.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Complete to Jason Witten. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a carry for Jacobs. DJ Reader there on the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw his Carr. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Carr. Throw there going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals getting set to go. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Bernard getting the handoff from Burrow. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. First down. Here's Burrow on the slant, complete to Green. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock. This to win it in overtime. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock. This to win it in overtime. And that is no good. And we will play on here in overtime. That ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Carr. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session. Pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.